Ukraine's comprehensive victory strategy, kept secret for months, has finally been unveiled, marking a pivotal moment in modern military history. This ambitious blueprint encompasses 5 critical pillars, from NATO integration to economic power projection, outlining Ukraine's path forward in its fight for sovereignty and regional stability. Military experts worldwide are now analyzing the implications of this strategy, which details specific enhancements in military capabilities, deterrence frameworks, and post-war security arrangements. But the question remains, will this bold strategy be enough to secure victory for Ukraine in its ongoing struggle against Russia? Do you believe Ukraine will triumph? If you believe that, comment number 1 in the comments section. Now let's dive into the analysis of Ukraine's plan. President Volodymyr Zelensky presented a detailed strategic framework to the Ukrainian parliament, outlining a path to victory through 5 distinct pillars and 3 classified annexes. The strategy represents Ukraine's most comprehensive approach yet to ending the conflict and securing its future position in Europe. The foundation of Ukraine's victory strategy is built upon 5 interconnected pillars, each playing a crucial role in the nation's path forward. At the core of this strategy lies the goal of securing NATO membership, seen as an essential step toward ensuring long-term peace and stability. This geopolitical integration not only strengthens Ukraine's international alliances but also serves as a deterrent against further aggression. The second pillar focuses on the enhancement of Ukraine's military capabilities, which will be achieved through increased Western support and bolstered domestic production of defense technologies. This defense enhancement is key to fortifying the nation's ability to safeguard its sovereignty. Another critical component of the strategy is the implementation of a strategic deterrence framework. Rather than relying on nuclear weapons, Ukraine is focusing on developing a non-nuclear deterrence package, aiming to strengthen its defensive posture through advanced technologies and military partnerships. Economic development is the 4th pillar of the plan, with Ukraine seeking to harness its vast critical mineral resources such as uranium, titanium, lithium, and graphite, which hold trillions of dollars in potential value. These resources, in conjunction with the country's strong agricultural sector, form a powerful economic foundation that can support Ukraine's long-term growth and stability. Finally, the strategy outlines the creation of a robust security architecture, positioning Ukraine as a key player in European defense. This will not only enhance the country's security but also ensure that Ukraine plays an integral role in the defense framework of the continent. Together, these pillars form a comprehensive approach to securing Ukraine's future, balancing military readiness, economic power, and strategic partnerships to achieve victory and lasting peace. The strategy includes 3 classified annexes shared exclusively with key Western allies. The first classified addendum relates to defense enhancement, accessible only to partners with specific military assistance capabilities. The second focuses on deterrence mechanisms, shared with leaders of the United States, United Kingdom, France, Italy, and Germany. The third classified component addresses economic partnerships and formal agreements with Western allies. The implementation timeline focuses on achieving concrete results by 2025. As of August 2024, Ukraine's allies have contributed approximately $145.00 billion in short-term military assistance. The strategy envisions coordinated capability coalitions among 57 countries, including NATO and European Union members, to ensure Ukraine's future defense capabilities. The implementation process has already shown progress, with more than 20 countries signing bilateral security agreements with Ukraine. These agreements establish a coordinating mechanism under the Ukraine Compact, designed to enable swift collective response at senior levels if Ukraine faces future aggression. The strategy's success relies heavily on Western support requirements across 3 key dimensions: military aid coordination, economic assistance programs, and diplomatic backing. The United States has taken a leading role by establishing capability coalitions in crucial areas such as air defense, artillery, and maritime security. NATO's commitment to Ukraine's integration has emerged as a defining element in the ongoing conflict, with the alliance formally declaring Ukraine on an irreversible path to membership. This strategic shift represents a fundamental change in Euro-Atlantic security architecture. The alliance has established concrete steps toward Ukrainian integration, with NATO members providing unprecedented support totaling approximately €40 billion annually in military assistance. Key membership prospects include the establishment of a new NATO Center for Reliable Arms Flow, implementation of the Adapted Annual National Program, development of joint training and education initiatives, and enhancement of interoperability with NATO forces. During the transition period, Ukraine has secured robust security arrangements through bilateral agreements with 20 partner nations. These 10-year security agreements establish a framework for immediate response capabilities, with the U.S. agreement specifically including a legally binding commitment for senior-level consultations within 24 hours of any armed attack. The establishment of the NATO-Ukraine Council format has significantly elevated Ukraine's role on the global stage, positioning it as an equal participant alongside NATO member states. This marks a crucial milestone in Ukraine's political integration with the alliance, signaling the growing strength of its partnership with NATO. Through the Comprehensive Assistance Package, NATO is supporting Ukraine with a multi-year program that is focused on three essential areas: recovery and reconstruction, institutional transformation, and the transition towards NATO interoperability. The first area, recovery and reconstruction, aims to rebuild Ukraine's infrastructure and strengthen its resilience after the devastating impacts of the ongoing conflict. This will not only restore vital services and systems, but also lay the groundwork for long-term development. The second pillar of the CAP focuses on institutional transformation, helping Ukraine modernize its governance structures, legal frameworks, and military institutions in line with NATO standards. Lastly, the transition towards NATO interoperability is a critical step in ensuring that Ukraine's military can seamlessly integrate with NATO forces, enabling effective cooperation and mutual defense. Together, these initiatives form a comprehensive strategy that helps Ukraine solidify its position in the international arena and further its goals of securing stability, peace, and eventual membership within NATO. NATO's transformation to accommodate Ukraine's membership involves significant structural changes. The establishment of the NATO-Ukraine Joint Analysis, Training, and Education Center demonstrates the alliance's commitment to applying lessons learned from the current conflict. This initiative serves dual purposes, contributing to NATO's deterrence capabilities and increasing interoperability between Allied and Ukrainian forces. The alliance has successfully conducted a joint strategic defense procurement review with Ukraine, aligning the country's defense procurement with Euro-Atlantic standards. This transformation extends beyond military capabilities, encompassing democratic reforms and security sector modernization that will reshape NATO's eastern flank. The Washington summit reaffirmed that Ukraine's NATO membership would be extended when allies agree and conditions are met, signaling a clear path forward while maintaining strategic flexibility. This approach balances Ukraine's security needs with the alliance's collective defense responsibilities, ensuring a measured progression toward full membership. The enhancement of Ukraine's military capabilities has accelerated dramatically, with significant developments in long-range strike abilities and air defense modernization forming the backbone of its defense strategy. This multifaceted approach strengthens Ukraine's position in the Russia-Ukraine war. Update today. Ukraine has secured authorization to use powerful American ATA/CMS missiles with a range of 190 miles for strikes inside Russian territory. The country's arsenal now includes British Storm Shadow and French Scalp missiles, which can reach targets up to 155 miles away. These enhanced strike capabilities enable Ukrainian forces to target Russian military installations, including weapons stockpiles, logistical centers, and airfields. Ukraine's air defense network has expanded substantially through international support, including 5 strategic air defense systems, featuring additional Patriot batteries from the United States, Germany, and Romania. Multiple tactical air defense systems including NASAM's Hachal-Kieris T-SLM and Gepard systems, and hundreds of additional air defense interceptors are scheduled for delivery over the next year. Ukraine's domestic defense industry has experienced a remarkable transformation, reflecting the nation's determination and progress toward securing victory. The country's manufacturing capabilities have grown at an extraordinary rate, with production tripling in 2023 alone. This impressive surge is expected to continue, with projections indicating a 6-fold increase in production by 2024. One of the most notable advancements is in drone manufacturing, where Ukraine's capacity has reached an impressive 4 million units annually, positioning the nation as a significant player in the global drone industry. In addition to these advancements, the Ukrainian government has committed substantial resources to further enhancing its defense capabilities. A budget allocation of $7 billion has been set aside for weapon purchases, marking a significant 65% increase in funding compared to previous years. The domestic arms industry now produces 90% of Ukraine's drone requirements, including long-distance unmanned aerial vehicles capable of striking targets deep inside Russian territory. Ukraine has also begun manufacturing its own mortar rounds and artillery shells, with plans to produce NATO standard 155mm ammunition. International partnerships are strengthening Ukraine's manufacturing base, with several agreements signed between Ukrainian and foreign companies for ammunition production. The country has established joint ventures with major defense contractors, including Germany's Rheinmetall and Britain's BAE Systems, to enhance production capabilities. To protect against Russian strikes, Ukrainian manufacturers have implemented strategic measures, including dispersing production facilities across multiple locations, moving critical operations underground, and establishing backup production sites outside Ukraine. These developments represent a significant step toward Ukraine's goal of becoming a major weapons producer in Europe, with Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal emphasizing the country's potential to emerge as the center of modern weapons production. A groundbreaking strategic deterrence framework forms the cornerstone of Ukraine's defense strategy, with President Zelensky proposing a comprehensive non-nuclear deterrence package designed to prevent future Russian aggression. The proposed deterrence package puts Russia in a position where it must choose between engaging in diplomatic negotiations or facing severe military consequences. This strategic framework is designed to ensure that any potential aggression from Russia is met with a swift and decisive response, emphasizing Ukraine's ability to defend itself without relying on nuclear weapons. The core of the deterrence package consists of several key components aimed at enhancing Ukraine's military capabilities and ensuring its security in the face of ongoing threats. One of the primary features of the package is the inclusion of long-range precision weapons and cruise missiles, which will significantly increase Ukraine's ability to strike key Russian military targets deep within enemy territory. In addition, advanced ballistic missile systems will further enhance Ukraine's defensive capabilities, providing a deterrent against potential missile attacks and allowing Ukraine to retaliate with great precision. The package also focuses on bolstering air-dropped guided munitions, which are critical for Ukraine's ability to target enemy forces from the air with greater accuracy and efficiency. Ukraine's domestic weapons production capabilities are also a key element of this deterrence strategy, ensuring that the country is not solely dependent on external support but has the means to produce its advanced weaponry. Finally, the package includes strategic infrastructure targeting capabilities, which will give Ukraine the ability to strike vital Russian infrastructure and military assets, crippling Russia's capacity for sustained aggression. This comprehensive approach to deterrence is not only about ensuring Ukraine's immediate security but also about reinforcing its long-term strategy of creating a defensive force capable of deterring future invasions. By strengthening its military power in such a targeted and strategic manner, Ukraine is sending a clear message to Russia that any attempt to challenge its sovereignty will be met with formidable resistance, all while maintaining a non-nuclear stance. NATO's joint intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance system plays a crucial role in enhancing information sharing capabilities across the alliance, providing a comprehensive framework for real-time intelligence gathering and dissemination. Unlike the traditional need-to-know approach, which limits access to information, NATO has adopted a more open need-to-share philosophy. This shift allows for a broader exchange of crucial intelligence, enabling all member states, including Ukraine, to maintain a superior level of situational awareness while ensuring that stringent security protocols are upheld to protect sensitive data. The alliance's intelligence sharing infrastructure includes several advanced systems designed to provide an in-depth and accurate view of the battlefield. These systems include the Alliance Ground Surveillance Network, which gathers detailed ground-level data, the Airborne Warning and Control System, capable of tracking air activity and detecting potential threats, and space-based surveillance platforms which offer a bird's-eye view of vast areas, enhancing the ability to monitor enemy movements. In addition, special ground reconnaissance units are deployed to collect vital intelligence in areas where technological systems may have limitations. A significant development for Ukraine is its impending access to NATO's Link 16 tactical data sharing network, a secure encrypted communication system that will dramatically improve its ability to coordinate air defense operations. The integration of Link 16 will allow Ukraine to receive and share real-time data on air threats, including Russian missile and aircraft movements, thereby increasing the speed and effectiveness of its defensive responses. This advancement in defensive capabilities will enhance Ukraine's overall security posture, giving it a crucial edge in countering Russian aerial assaults and bolstering its defense systems. The framework establishes sophisticated cross-border operation protocols, with NATO deploying operational teams to frontline European countries neighboring Ukraine. These teams, comprising Europol specialists and guest officers, conduct secondary security checks at EU external borders, criminal threat assessments, investigation support, and information gathering for strategic planning. The European Border and Coast Guard Agency maintains a significant presence along Ukraine's borders, providing crucial support in screening, registration, and identity verification processes. This multi-layered approach ensures effective border management while facilitating humanitarian assistance and maintaining security standards. The strategic deterrence framework represents a significant evolution in Ukraine's defense posture, combining advanced military capabilities with sophisticated intelligence sharing and border security measures. This comprehensive approach strengthens Ukraine's position in the ongoing conflict while establishing robust mechanisms for long-term security. Economic strength forms a crucial pillar in Ukraine's path to victory, with the nation possessing vast mineral wealth and agricultural resources that could reshape its post-war future. The country's economic potential extends far beyond its current wartime constraints, positioning it as a future powerhouse in Europe's industrial and agricultural sectors. Ukraine's mineral wealth represents a cornerstone of its economic power, with deposits valued at an estimated $26 trillion. The country's resource portfolio includes the largest titanium reserves in Europe, comprising 7% of global reserves, approximately 500,000 tons of lithium deposits, nearly 20,000 mineral deposits covering 116 different types. These resources position Ukraine as a strategic supplier for critical industries, including defense, aerospace, and green energy technologies. The global market for these critical minerals has doubled to over $320 billion in the last 5 years, highlighting their growing importance in Ukraine's economic future. Despite the ongoing challenges brought on by the war, Ukraine's agricultural sector continues to hold substantial export potential, making it a vital component of the nation's economy and its path toward recovery. Before the conflict, Ukraine had emerged as one of the world's leading grain exporters, with its grain exports increasing more than fivefold and commanding between 12 to 14% of global trade. However, the war has severely disrupted this sector, introducing a series of hurdles that Ukraine is working to overcome. One of the primary strategies Ukraine has adopted to maintain its agricultural exports is the use of alternative transport routes. While the country has turned to rail and truck transport to move goods, rail capacity is still limited to about 1 million metric tons per month. This significantly reduces the volume of goods that can be exported, despite the urgent need to sustain trade. In addition, the cost of shipping has risen sharply, from $30 to $40 per ton before the war to a staggering $150 to $200 per ton today, further straining Ukraine's ability to compete on the global market. The war's toll on agriculture is also reflected in the massive financial losses the country has suffered. Agricultural losses are estimated at $34.25 billion, which accounts for 75% of Ukraine's pre-war agricultural output. Russian occupation has also had a profound impact on production areas, with approximately 21% of wheat fields, 17% of barley fields, and 19% of sunflower seed production zones under occupation, further diminishing Ukraine's agricultural output. Despite these challenges, Ukraine's agricultural sector remains a pillar of resilience, crucial not only for its economy but also for its broader strategy in the war. Ensuring that agricultural production can continue, even under these harsh conditions, is vital for Ukraine's ability to sustain itself and strengthen its position in the ongoing conflict. The success of this sector, despite the severe constraints, will play a pivotal role in Ukraine's ultimate victory in the Russia-Ukraine war. Post-war reconstruction and recovery require substantial investment, estimated at $486 billion over the next decade. Priority areas include housing reconstruction, 17% of total costs, transport infrastructure rehabilitation, commerce and industry rebuilding, and energy sector modernization. The Ukrainian authorities have identified immediate reconstruction priorities requiring $15 billion for 2024 alone. Progress is already visible, with over 2,000 kilometers of emergency repairs completed on motorways and national roads. The European Union Ukraine facility supports these efforts through a comprehensive reform and investment agenda designed to accelerate Ukraine's EU integration process. The government has established the DREAM platform to coordinate reconstruction efforts, differentiating between urgent repairs and long-term development projects. This systematic approach ensures efficient resource allocation while maintaining focus on critical infrastructure needs during the ongoing conflict. The post-war security architecture emerging from the Russia-Ukraine war update today reshapes European defense dynamics fundamentally. The European Union has mobilized unprecedented military support, with combined EU assistance reaching €47.3 billion for the Ukrainian armed forces. The European Peace Facility has emerged as a crucial pillar of support for Ukraine, with the European Union committing a substantial €6.1 billion in aid between 2022 and 2024. In addition to this, a dedicated Ukraine Assistance Fund has been established, contributing €5 billion to further bolster Ukraine's defense capabilities. This brings the total support provided through this mechanism to an impressive €11.1 billion, marking a significant investment in Ukraine's ongoing struggle. A key feature of this assistance package is joint procurement from European defense industries, enabling Ukraine to access advanced military equipment while strengthening defense cooperation across the EU. This collaborative approach not only enhances Ukraine's capacity to defend itself, but also fosters stronger ties between European nations and their shared commitment to ensuring regional stability. The European Peace Facility also facilitates enhanced operational support mechanisms, allowing for more effective deployment and coordination of military resources. One of the critical components of this support includes the coordinated delivery of ammunition and missiles, ensuring that Ukraine has the necessary supplies to sustain its defense efforts. In addition, integrated air defense systems are being provided to Ukraine, significantly improving its ability to protect critical infrastructure and counter aerial threats from Russia. Cross-border military cooperation is another essential aspect of the EU's support, promoting closer collaboration between Ukraine and its European allies. This cooperation enhances Ukraine's ability to manage the logistics and strategic deployment of forces, improving both offensive and defensive operations. The EU has established a comprehensive three-track plan for ammunition and missile delivery, with €2 billion allocated across two tracks through the European Peace Facility. The Act in support of ammunition production represents the third track, mobilizing an additional €500 million for manufacturing capacity enhancement. Ukraine's battlefield experience has created unprecedented opportunities for military knowledge exchange. The country has developed efficient defense lines and can mobilize forces rapidly, demonstrating capabilities that benefit European armies. Their expertise includes advanced air defense integration, combined arms operations, electronic warfare tactics, urban combat techniques, and logistics under combat conditions. The EU military assistance mission provides a framework for bilateral knowledge transfer, with Ukrainian forces training European counterparts based on real combat experience. This arrangement has proven particularly valuable as European armies work to rebuild capabilities after losing approximately 35% of their military capacity over 2 decades. The European Union has taken significant steps to solidify its long-term support for Ukraine's defense sector, with comprehensive security commitments aimed at ensuring both immediate and sustained assistance. These initiatives go far beyond short-term military aid, focusing on creating a robust and predictable framework for Ukraine's defense capabilities over the long haul. The EU's approach emphasizes a strategic vision that includes a variety of key components designed to strengthen Ukraine's position and ensure its resilience in the face of ongoing threats. One of the primary aspects of the EU's support is the deployment of common security and defense policy missions, which allow for a unified European approach to security challenges. These missions focus on enhancing Ukraine's security architecture, providing critical support for defensive operations, and fostering greater integration with NATO and EU defense structures. In addition, the EU has introduced enhanced transparency mechanisms, ensuring that the flow of military and financial assistance is closely monitored and remains accountable. This transparency not only builds trust between Ukraine and its European allies, but also ensures that resources are being effectively utilized in the most strategic and efficient ways possible. Cross-border cooperation frameworks are another cornerstone of the EU's support, facilitating closer collaboration between Ukraine and neighboring countries on military, logistical, and intelligence matters. These frameworks promote the sharing of vital information, strategic coordination, and joint decision-making to strengthen regional security. Regional defense coordination is also a key element of the EU's commitment, ensuring that Ukraine is not only supported in its defense efforts but also integrated into broader European defense structures. This coordination enhances Ukraine's ability to align with European defense priorities and strengthens collective security in the region. Finally, joint military exercises are an integral part of the EU's security commitments. These exercises provide Ukraine with valuable opportunities to train alongside European forces, improving interoperability and refining defense tactics and strategies. By engaging in regular drills, Ukraine enhances its military readiness and ensures that its forces are prepared for a wide range of potential threats. The EU's security architecture transformation includes the European Sky Shield initiative, which coordinates air defense systems across member states. This project exemplifies the integration of Ukraine into broader European defense frameworks, leveraging its expertise in countering modern aerial threats. Financial mechanisms support these initiatives through various EU instruments, including the European Defence Fund, the Coordinated Annual Review on Defense, and the Permanent Structured Cooperation. A significant development involves channeling 95% of profits from immobilized Russian sovereign assets to support Ukraine through the EU budget. The establishment of the NATO-Ukraine Joint Analysis, Training and Education Center demonstrates the alliance's commitment to applying lessons learned from the current conflict. This initiative serves dual purposes, strengthening NATO's deterrence capabilities while increasing interoperability between Allied and Ukrainian forces. Recent developments in Western support mechanisms have established a more structured framework for delivering aid to Ukraine, with NATO assuming a central role in coordinating military assistance. The establishment of NATO security assistance and training for Ukraine at Clay Barracks in Wiesbaden, Germany, marks a significant shift in support coordination. The newly operational NATO comprises 700 personnel across multiple locations, including NATO's military headquarters in Belgium and logistics hubs in Poland and Romania. This structure replaces the previous U.S.-led Ramstein Group, which coordinated Western military supplies through an ad hoc coalition of 50 nations. K military assistance includes U.S. contribution of $61.40 billion since the beginning of the conflict with Russia, delivery of 10 long-range multiple-launch rocket systems, provision of 178 long-range artillery systems, and supply of 359 tanks and 629 armored personnel carriers. The World Bank has mobilized substantial financial support, with over $57 billion in assistance, of which $47 billion has been dispersed. The European Union has demonstrated strong commitment through its Ukraine facility, dispersing €16.1 billion to date. USAID has invested $874 million to sustain Ukraine's economy during the war. Their support focuses on agricultural resilience through the AGRI Ukraine initiative, small and medium-sized business development, financial sector strengthening, and export logistics enhancement. International coordination has become increasingly complex, requiring sophisticated diplomatic mechanisms to ensure effective support delivery. The multi-agency donor coordination platform, co-led by the United States and Germany, has established the Business Advisory Council to facilitate private sector engagement. This platform has been designed to address several critical requirements that are essential for Ukraine's ongoing defense efforts and broader reconstruction goals. One of the key features is the establishment of robust coordination mechanisms, ensuring seamless collaboration between the 50 allied and partner countries involved in supporting Ukraine. This coordination framework enables the efficient integration of resources, expertise, and strategic planning, providing a unified front in the face of complex challenges. It also streamlines decision-making processes, allowing for faster and more effective responses to emerging threats and situations. Rapid response capabilities are built into the platform, ensuring that Ukraine can receive timely military and humanitarian assistance when needed most. Another critical element of this platform is its approach to resource allocation. By strategically distributing military assets and ensuring that economic aid is prioritized, the platform optimizes the impact of every contribution, ensuring that Ukraine's immediate needs are met while also addressing longer-term recovery and development goals. Economic aid prioritization plays a key role in stabilizing Ukraine's economy, helping to ensure that vital sectors, such as energy, agriculture, and infrastructure, receive the support necessary to function effectively. Infrastructure development support is another cornerstone of the platform. The war has left significant damage to Ukraine's infrastructure, and this initiative provides the necessary resources to rebuild and modernize critical systems such as roads, bridges, and energy networks. Rebuilding Ukraine's infrastructure is vital for both its economic recovery and long-term stability. The platform also emphasizes implementation support, offering technical assistance programs and capacity-building initiatives aimed at strengthening Ukraine's ability to manage and execute its recovery efforts. These programs provide training and resources that enable local authorities and institutions to develop the expertise needed to rebuild the country effectively. In addition, reform implementation guidance is offered to help Ukraine navigate the complex process of institutional and structural reforms, ensuring that these changes are implemented successfully and in line with European standards. The World Bank's assessment indicates that Ukraine's recovery and reconstruction needs amount to $486 billion over the next decade. This figure encompasses various sectors, with housing requiring 17% of the total, transport 15%, and commerce and industry 14%. The successful implementation of these support programs remains crucial for victory for Ukraine in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war update. The implementation of Ukraine's victory strategy faces significant operational and logistical hurdles that require careful consideration and strategic planning. These challenges emerge as critical factors in determining the success of the comprehensive framework outlined for victory for Ukraine. The scale of resource requirements presents substantial challenges for Ukraine and its allies. Current assessments indicate that Ukraine requires 75,000–90,000 artillery shells per month for defensive operations, with offensive operations demanding more than double that amount at 200,000–250,000 shells. The industrial capacity constraints pose significant challenges, as Western production capabilities currently struggle to meet even the lower range of ammunition requirements. Ukraine's domestic defense industry has made progress in localizing maintenance and repair operations, but significant gaps remain in meeting the full spectrum of military needs. The Russia-Ukraine war update highlighted the growing complexities surrounding the coordination of international support, as several critical challenges have surfaced that threaten the cohesion and effectiveness of ongoing assistance efforts. One of the primary obstacles is the political shifts within Western nations, which have led to varying levels of support for Ukraine. These shifts often depend on changing administrations or shifting political climates, making it difficult to sustain a consistent, unified approach across the West. Another challenge is the fluctuation of public support in partner countries. As the war drags on, the initial enthusiasm and commitment to Ukraine's cause have begun to wane in some nations, influenced by domestic concerns, economic pressures, and war fatigue. This has made it harder to ensure the continuous, robust backing that Ukraine needs to maintain its defense efforts. There are also differing interpretations of what constitutes a victory among Ukraine's allies, complicating strategic alignment. While Ukraine's objectives are focused on sovereignty and territorial integrity, some allies may have more limited goals, such as containing Russian aggression without necessarily achieving a decisive military victory. This divergence in goals further complicates the coordination of support and the formulation of a cohesive long-term strategy. Resource allocation has also emerged as a significant point of contention, particularly when balancing the immediate military needs of Ukraine with the need to ensure the functioning of the state. The challenge lies in prioritizing resources that are critical for defense, while also supporting economic stability, governance, and infrastructure rebuilding. These competing priorities often create friction among allies, making it difficult to reach a consensus on the best use of available resources. Furthermore, training standardization across multiple partner nations has proven to be a logistical and operational challenge. With various countries involved in providing military training and equipment, inconsistencies in training standards can lead to inefficiencies and potential gaps in Ukraine's defense capabilities, especially as different countries have varying methodologies and technical expertise. The broader coordination framework is also under significant strain due to what many observers describe as a policy approach of enough not to lose, but not enough to win by Western partners. This approach, while designed to prevent Ukraine's defeat, lacks the clarity and decisiveness needed to secure a clear and lasting victory, creating strategic uncertainty. This ambiguity complicates long-term planning and diminishes the confidence of both Ukraine and its allies in the outcome of the conflict. Adding to the complexity is the challenge of maintaining a minimalist consensus among allies that Russia must not win and Ukraine must not lose. The implementation timeline faces significant feasibility challenges across multiple dimensions. Current assessments indicate that Ukraine's partners lack sufficient ammunition stocks to support major offensive operations in the immediate future. The timeline constraints are particularly evident in several areas. The troop training system requires substantial improvements, with current programs showing insufficient standardization and support infrastructure. The average age of Ukrainian soldiers, currently in their 40s, presents additional challenges for certain combat tasks. Military unit rotation and recuperation needs pose significant timeline challenges, particularly for units that have been engaged in continuous combat operations since the conflict's beginning. The situation at critical locations like Bakhmut demonstrates the urgent need for rest and recovery periods. The industrial capacity expansion timeline presents another critical constraint. While Ukraine has made progress in domestic maintenance capabilities, the development of full-scale production facilities requires significant time and investment. The Western coalition's industrial base faces similar challenges, particularly in scaling up production of critical items like artillery ammunition and air defense interceptors. Financial planning timelines add another layer of complexity, with reconstruction needs estimated at $486.00 billion over 10 years. The uncertainty of aid flows and the need for binding commitments from international partners create additional timeline pressures. The implementation process must also account for the broader geopolitical timeline, including NATO and EU integration processes. Even after receiving an invitation to join NATO, the accession process could take up to 2 years, similar to recent experiences with Sweden and Finland. This creates a critical security gap that must be addressed through interim measures and security guarantees. The feasibility assessment must also consider the challenge of managing limited resources while maintaining both frontline operations and essential state functions. This balancing act requires careful prioritization and potentially difficult trade-offs between immediate military needs and longer-term state-building objectives. Ukraine's victory strategy represents an unprecedented comprehensive approach to national defense and post-war development. Through 5 interconnected pillars, ranging from NATO integration to economic power projection, Ukraine has established clear pathways toward achieving its strategic objectives. Military capabilities enhancement, backed by Western support, totaling $145.00 billion USD, demonstrates substantial progress in building defensive strength. Strategic deterrence measures, combined with critical mineral resources worth $26 trillion USD, position Ukraine strongly for future security and economic growth. NATO's commitment to Ukrainian membership, alongside robust bilateral security agreements with 20 partner nations, provides crucial diplomatic and military backing. These developments signal Ukraine's emergence as a pivotal force in European defense architecture. Success depends heavily on overcoming significant implementation challenges, particularly resource allocation and international coordination. Public support remains crucial for maintaining momentum in Western assistance programs. If you support Ukraine to win this war, please comment number 1 in the comment section below to let us know. Ukraine's path forward requires sustained commitment from international partners and effective execution across all strategic pillars. Despite considerable obstacles, including ammunition supply constraints and coordination complexities, Ukraine's comprehensive strategy provides a strong foundation for achieving victory and establishing lasting regional stability.